How's it going, everyone? Antoine here. This is not a normal video. This is kind of just an update, so I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole of doing, well, my normal intro and everything like that. But I do have an update on this whole She's Only Sarah, or It's Just Sarah, or Just Sarah, whatever you want to call her, and this whole GabeGate thing. Sarah has changed her tune from alluding to her being a survivor of Gabe and a victim all the way up to this last Sunday of May the 24th. She's been alluding to herself as a victim with things like this.
He is a predator who took advantage of me for 4 months, and I recently got out of it. It was in March, and I learned, thanks to Biggest Mikey and his fiance, that I was not alone.
See, now she doesn't actually call herself a victim, but including herself in the fact that Gabe was predatory towards her and others is calling herself a victim. Now, I've been spreading around that last video about her quite heavily amongst the quote-unquote GabeGaters. I don't know what else to call them besides morons. So this came to the attention of Maddie the news chick, and from my interactions with Maddie, she's very level-headed, to say the least. Like me, she likes dealing with facts. And Maddie had something to say to Sarah, and it's pretty goddamn brutal. So I'm going to just let you all look at this and see how Maddie just flat out calls Sarah out for her bullshit. It's beautiful, is it not? Well, suddenly, after this, she goes on to a live stream with your boy Pat, who has turned from someone who used to be respectable into probably one of the biggest pussies on the internet, where she did this.
Gabe, you do need help. I would beg you to just seek it professionally, even if you can't afford it. I'm sure there are free services at your church. You do need to address this problem. It will land you into trouble, and there will be eventually consequences that you will have to pay. So I just beg you, Gabe, please address this, please own up, and just nip this behavior right now. That's my piece.
As opposed to wanting this.
Honestly, like I said in my last video, the only way Gabe will truly change is if he gets all of his internet privileges taken away, he gets a monitor around his ankle, has to go to therapy several times a week, or he's thrown into a cell.
And as you can see, it's pretty much she has pulled back. And her friend there, who has more makeup than Bozo the Clown before he goes on stage, will say is that Sarah has changed her mind. She's allowed to do that. Yes, you can change your mind. It's perfectly fine to change your mind. The problem is when you change your mind after being called out, not once, not twice, but many times about the same lie you had been telling. What that is now backpedaling and hoping people like you, Panda, back her still. They're justifying her actions because they have to, because she's one of the most vocal of GabeGate. They have to back up that she's a victim, because now that she's been exposed to not being a victim, to not being a survivor, to not having anything happen to her, they have to come up with something new. They have to continue to push the narrative. I know people wanted proof of certain things that Sarah has done that I talked about. So we have this from She's Only Sarah in her pin-up profile picture. So I don't know. This is from December 19th of 2019. Neglected banana. I know I can't send you a gift. So how about I send you a DM? A selfie of myself in my lingerie. Or should I PayPal you some money so you can get yourself something? That's not creepy at all. On top of that, there's the fact that she did it in public. It's okay for her to do something like that. That's not okay. He was 18, you're 33, and married. You weren't sending body positivity pictures like you said, Sarah. You have this problem with lying. but we'll go on. So it goes a little bit farther than her just wanting to send lingerie lewds to an 18-year-old. I asked the 18-year-old himself about something that I had heard. So here we go. Now, this is Neglected Banana, alright? I asked, can I ask, are you the one she tried sending lewds to? And Neglected Banana, who has a different Twitter handle that I'm not going to share here, said she said it was a lingerie and bra pic. I ignored her and told my friends Tay and Miss Heasy about it, and I thought it was strange. They thought the same. As would most people. She asked on my timeline, and I'm like, what the hell? I said I declined, but I just avoided answering her. If it was the same as on her timeline, why need to ask? Because it wasn't going to be something that she shares on her timeline. It was going to be something more. She wanted to expose herself to this 18-year-old. She wanted to send him something sexy. Wanted to make sure that she had his attention. Now, I understandably was told something a little bit more. And that was, not only did she want to send lewds to this 18-year-old, she wanted to meet him in person. You know, something that Gabe never said he wanted to do with the other women. This 33-year-old woman wanted to meet this 18-year-old. So I asked him, she wanted to meet you. And this is his response. She also said she was going to California and wanted to visit me. I normally live there, blurring that out because no one needs to know where he lives. She said she was doing a photo shoot in LA, I think. I told her I don't meet anyone. She wanted to send me a Christmas present or money. I said no to that too. She buys everyone presents. She offered Devin a present and is going to buy Clowny a present for her birthday. We'll get to who Devin and Clowny are in just a second. You wanted to meet an 18-year-old, Sarah, alone. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're actually a predator. Holy shit. You ply people with gifts. You wanted to send him money. Are you fucking insane? And people wonder why I have an issue with this woman. Now, I have been getting more than a few people in my mentions. Well, all except for one. And I'm not going to talk much about these two. Well, one. And his name is Honest Templar, Devin. Hi, Devin. How's it going? I see you, boo. Don't worry. Now, as soon as Devin came at me, I kind of put him in his place, and he instantly blocked me. I don't care if you block me on Twitter. That's fine. You do you. But don't continue to talk shit about me behind that block. It makes you look like a giant raging pussy. Now, I know for a fact that Devin is a giant raging pussy, and one of the things that people talk about with predators is they seek out their own for companionship, and Sarah has found her predator companion. You see, Devin is 21. He's a man. Or at least that's what he wants you to believe. He's an alpha that blocks people and then whines about them behind that block. Alpha is in quotation marks. This predator happens to be involved with a legit underage person. Now, I was told, which I can't bring up because I was blocked by that person, I was told that anyone dating someone underage is a pedophile. So by their own words, Devin is a pedophile, regardless of this woman's age. She is 17. Now, her name is Clown, I guess. I don't know who the fuck she is, but she's Clown Critique. She's 17. They've been dating for a while. Now, I've been talking about how someone backing Sarah is a predator. Devin lives in the wonderful state of Texas, which happens to have this for their Romeo and Juliet laws. Because that's what Devin is going to spout at you as soon as you bring this up. Romeo and Juliet laws. Except for the fact that the Romeo and Juliet laws state that they have to be no more than 3 years apart. So even if this was in Texas, Devin, you're still a predator and you're breaking the law. So, Clown is 17, who lives in Georgia. Devin basically stated that he wants to move to where Clown is, in Georgia, to be with her. Now, being 21, and with all of the problems going so far as him not having a job, his mother having to still buy him clothes at 21, and having nothing to offer anyone. He basically is wanting to travel state lines to sleep with a minor. This is the company that Sarah keeps. Now, when it's pointed out that Devin and Clown are that predatory relationship that they want to accuse Gabe of having with women, they justify their actions by spouting those Romeo and Juliet laws. And when the Texas Romeo and Juliet law is shown to them, they still justify that, well, she's almost 18. Almost 18 doesn't mean 18. Since it was pointed out that me giving a generous week of calling a 15-year-old a 16-year-old is me downplaying her victimization from Gabe, I can't give the 17-year-old those few months to be an 18-year-old. This is a group of people that pride themselves on outing predators, and they are housing one. They are housing a predator. But it's okay because they like Devin. This is a double standard. Anyone who supports them supports double standards. It's okay for them to do these things, not for anyone else. So this is the update, alright? This is it. So, Honest Templar, Sarah, Panda, Goddess of Keck, if you want to actually have your viewpoints out there, and not in the hug box that you have created for yourselves, where you protect predators, I suggest you take me up on my offer and come on to the Last Vox. Because just having people believe you outright, well, you get lumped in with predators. And that's it, folks. Those are my comments. My last little bits. This is the last I'm going to be dealing with these idiots. They're not worth it. They're a bunch of people who like to call out predators, housing and protecting predators within their group. I'm sorry, they've lost credibility. Anybody who is okay with that and is still talking about Gabe and GabeGate, you're nothing but a fucking hypocrite. I'm sorry. So those are my thoughts. I'll let you all know if they decide to take me up on my offer, but I can guarantee you, since Pat decided to have his moderators mute me when I was giving them pushback, respectful pushback, and triggered you, Panda, you all are nothing more than hypocrites. Have a good night, everyone.